Shona Bhattacharya reporting there. Well, for more, let's cross to Leonardo Goy, an analyst on Colombia's long-running conflict. He's in Bogota. Leonardo, thank you very much for joining us here on France 24. Now, this was a very dramatic result that no one expected. Why exactly was it rejected?
Well, I guess there's at least three reasons as to why the no front won. First and foremost, perhaps the fact that everyone started to associate the peace treaty with Santos' political persona. So the voting no in the referendum turned into a way to express a vote of no confidence on Santos' administration. So that could be one reason. And the second reason is to do with the fact that Uribe skillfully crafted a discourse whereby voting no in the referendum did not turn out to be a way to be a supporter of peace, but turned into a way to express a dissent against the peace treaty and also the desire to, yes, seek peace, but arguably with juster and fairer terms for everyone. And finally, well, the triumphal, to put it like this, discourse which the FARC embraced as a result of the negotiations did not really sit well with the majority of Colombians. So the fact that the FARC were cheering and owning or claiming victory for the negotiations did not really sit well with the majority of Colombians, which could have explained the no victory yesterday.
And the country's president had said that there was no plan B in the event of the no vote winning. Is this 4 years of peace negotiations down the drain? Where does the country go from here?
Well, there's a couple of silver linings, really. One, Santos has made it very clear that the bilateral and indefinite ceasefire, which the FARC and the government agreed upon and implemented on August 29, is still standing. This is very good news for all Colombians. And secondly, one perceives in the speech of Santos, Timochenko, and former president and great supporter of the no campaign, Álvaro Uribe, a firm willingness to continue with the peace process. Now, of course, the question is, what kind of peace negotiations will we go through? It is not at all clear whether the government will go back and renegotiate a treaty with the FARC in Havana, whether Uribe himself will be part of this negotiation, whether the government will have to come up with a new team to carry out the new peace deal, or whether we will be seeing a new negotiation carried out by an independent body, like a constituent assembly. These are all questions that we can only speculate. We do not have clear, definite answers, but it is also clear that what has been agreed upon so far is not in its entirety under peril.
And I just want to ask you why the turnout was so low. I mean, surely this was the most important vote of many Colombians' lifetime.
Well, unfortunately, Colombia does have a history of very bad and poor turnout rates. We always, well, historically, Colombia has always shown turnout rates at around 45%. And unfortunately, today, the weather conditions were particularly bad, especially in the coast of Colombia, which could also explain why voters did not turn out as massively as everyone expected. We're yet to hear from the demographics, that is to say from the age groups of those who actually took part in the vote. But these two factors, the historical trends of Colombia's turnout rates and the weather conditions, might actually have to do with the 37% who voted today.
Okay, thank you very much once again for joining us here on France 24. That was Leonardo Goy in Bogota, an analyst on Colombia's long-running conflict with the FARC.